Hey guys, it's Matt here, and today we're doing another episode of What's in a Cart. So, today we're taking a look at a very interesting copy of Pokemon Yellow that I've had in my collection for not as long as I have, or I've had many of the games in my collection. Usually a decent chunk of them. I'd argue a large chunk of them are from when I was a little one, tiny little one, off camera. Like I was so tiny. I'm short now, but I was much shorter then. Not that long, though. It was when I was a teenager. I was in GameStop for some reason. I wish I could tell you why. I might have just been walking around my area. I was in the GameStop, and I thought, oh, it was a cheap version of Pokemon Yellow. Why cheap? Because it didn't have the label on it. So I thought, you know what? Maybe? I don't know why I had the impulse to do that. Potentially I was worried about my save because a lot of the save battery, I was an anxious child, and I've grown up, I've blossomed into an anxious adult. So as an anxious child, I consistently saved over the save battery, not knowing that every time I did that, like not a normal save, obviously, you're supposed to save over your old save, but I would do it twice or 3 times over, because I'd be like, I don't know, maybe it didn't save, even though it obviously saved. So doing that obviously sapped the battery. So I ended up being in a position where a lot of my old Pokemon saves, sadly, don't exist anymore. But they didn't exist anymore. I'm talking about from when I was like a teenager, not even now. I'm 26 now. So that must have been the reason why I got it. So I got it, and I played it, and I have a save on it. But still, though, you do wonder, especially with the GameStop Retro Initiative, when they got a lot of fake games in there, be they Game Boy games or, SNES, NES games, stuff like that, you kind of wonder, is this game legit? Now, it has a save battery, so you would think, well, then it can't be fake, because, what repros have save batteries? But still, you never know. So, let's take a look at this cartridge right now. Alright, so let's pick this thing up, and like I mentioned earlier, no label on the front. Sadly, looking back here, we have the screw, and even before that, we can see right here it says Made in Japan on the cart, which is a very, very good sign to its legitimacy, and also Nintendo Game Boy on the front. Usually, it just says Game on the front of fake ones. Now, to open this up, we're going to need a 3.8mm screwdriver, also known as a game bit. I'm actually going to connect this thing to a larger screwdriver just so I can get some more traction. These carts are old, so sometimes you need a little bit of that just to help you out. After removing the screw, you should be able to take the front of the cartridge and slide it down towards you, and it should pop off just like this. Alright, so things are looking good. So right off the bat, we have a save battery, which is a really good sign. Usually repros and bootleg games don't have those, so again, right off the bat, great sign. Now, when looking at the chips and board, you don't see Nintendo at first, which might worry some people. However, when it comes to Game Boy games, if you do just flip it right on over, you can see Nintendo right there. Nintendo 1998. So this game's legit. Alright guys, so that about wraps up another episode of What's in a Cart. But before you go, you're about to go, before you do, please remember to like and subscribe if you liked the video. And if you didn't like the video, you can still like and subscribe. I mean, you could also dislike and subscribe, that too. I won't judge you if you hate watch. And I would also like to mention, if you have any fond memories of Pokemon Yellow, like I do, please comment down below. Funny story, when I was, again, that wee little one with my original copy, I named myself Jack for some reason. I don't know. I like my name. I like being Matt. But for some reason, Jack was a strong name, and it wasn't like it was because of Samurai Jack, because I had gotten this before Samurai Jack was a thing. So the question is, and I have to ask all of you, and again, comment down below if you might know, who is Jack? I don't know. There was no elementary school kid named Jack. You don't know your teachers by your first name at the time. I was just a 5-year-old who was like, yeah, Jack. So please, comment down below, who is Jack? Anyway, weird tangent. Love you all, take care, and tune in next time for another episode of What's in a Cart. So, see ya.